Hi, Mori Biener here with Vista Sotheby's International Realty, and welcome to Mr. Neighborhood Talks Real Estate. And today we have with us Diana Woods of Guarantee Escrow. She's an escrow officer, and I've worked with Diana for, many years, and so is my wife, who is also a realtor. So I asked her to come by and talk a little bit about escrow. All right, Diana, just tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your company, Guarantee Escrow.
Oh, great. Well, first of all, hello, everybody. And I've been in the real estate related industries for 40 years now. Has it been that long? I guess so.
Sorry.
I know. Starting out in the title insurance industry and then transitioning over into the escrow side, which I really love. It's great. And the company that I work with is Guarantee Escrow. We're independently owned and operated. And I just love it. I get all the support that I need. We've got the staff, the expertise ready. Perfect example, this morning I really needed a legal opinion. I had a call back within minutes of my request to our legal counsel. And it was great, spot on, helpful. So those are the kind of things that make my job easier, which I appreciate.
Okay. All right, so some people think that escrow officers are just a bunch of paper pushers. Not me. I don't think that. Some people think that. So can you tell us briefly what the role of escrow is in the sale of a house?
Absolutely. So we are an independent, neutral third party. And basically, in a nutshell, what we do is trade money for documents. However, the documents often entail a lot of different things. It's not uncommon that we receive a title search on a particular property, that maybe there's additional people on title, people that have passed away, and things like that haven't been cleared up on the public records. So we're not just holding money trading money for documents, because we actually have to review everything, investigate everything. If there is an issue, we have to identify the issue and we have to clear it up. That's just
Right.
one of a myriad of things. Could be old loans on the property from ages ago, and any number of things.
Right, and you get to work on that. What do you mean by trade money for documents? You mean?
Well, so, if you think about escrow, again, independent, neutral third party. So, you're the seller, you're going to hand me your grant deed, all right? The buyer is going to hand me money.
Right.
Sometimes that money is going to come along with loan documents, because that includes financing. We're going to, have the title search. Perhaps there's a loan that the seller has that needs to be paid off, perhaps some taxes. So it's our job to identify what items we need from the seller, again, documents, what items we need from the buyer, which of course are documents, but in addition to that, it's also, in whatever form the money is going to come. When we have all of the money and we have all of the documents, then we trade.
Right.
So we're in the middle, and we don't, we collect everything, and then when it's all perfect, we trade, which is the closing of escrow.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so give us an example of a bad escrow situation that you were able to fix with your experience.
Well, I don't like using the word bad escrow situation,
Okay.
because I prefer the word challenging.
Challenging, okay.
So one transaction that we had a number of months ago involved a buyer that was purchasing a multi-unit property, and he was purchasing it as an individual. And he was the only person that we interacted with on his end, him and his agent, but we needed a quitclaim deed from his wife. And I had requested this multiple times, speaking to the buyer directly, offering to send a mobile notary, what have you, to meet with the wife. And, it came back with all kinds of colorful reasons why, she wasn't available, it wasn't a good time. And, finally it became evident that we were not going to get this quitclaim deed from the wife. And now we're, ready to close, and we have to find a solution. Now, had this been a cash transaction, it would have been very easy, a solution. You just make an alteration to the title insurance policy, showing an exclusion for any community property interest that the spouse may have had in the property, closed, done deal, all right? However, this had financing on it, and the majority of lenders are not going to allow you to borrow the buyer to borrow that money, fund the loan, close the transaction without that quitclaim deed, because they have to sell that loan to an investor, and that's a problem. Well, this particular lender happened to be a lender that I had been working with for about 25 years. They do a lot of commercial transactions. They are a portfolio lender, which means they don't sell their loans to investors. They keep them in-house, which means they make the rules.
Right.
So I called this particular loan agent, explained the situation. She ran it up the chain, and I got an approval, and we were able to close without the quitclaim deed. But the way this works is, again, we get the title insurance policy with the exception of the community property interest of, potentially that the spouse could have. That is the title insurance policy that's issued that goes and insures the buyer. But the caveat is the title insurance policy that insures the lender.
Yes.
There's no change on that.
Right.
Because they're not insuring the ownership. But the lender still has to approve that, and they did.
So, what about the wife? Did you find out why she was not?
No, we didn't find out.
Remains a mystery.
I'm not sure he ever told her he was buying a building, to be quite honest.
I see. I got it. Okay.
Now, interestingly enough, there's a couple of other ways around things like that, which I'd like to, put it out there and share. One of the things you can do as a buyer is, instead of purchasing as an individual, you could create a trust for just yourself. Doesn't have to include the spouse. You could purchase that way. The lender would loan that way. You could close that way. All right? Yeah.
Yep, that works.
Or an entity like an LLC part, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to know a hell of a lot, and I think at this point in your career, you do know a hell of a lot.
Well, I've learned a couple of things.
My phone's ringing now. One of my many clients. All right, thanks. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Thanks for coming in.
My pleasure.
And I'll see you next time, and I'll see you guys next time as well. Bye-bye.